70%.
Hi.
Hi.
I am doing arts and crafts.
You do that so well.
I do. I do very good arts and crafts.
My phone has told me that Dunedain is going live.
Weird, man.
Right?
Super weird. So my arts and crafts, I have little paper cutouts of our old symbol, not the new one, because I put these a long while ago, but I still had them. And I'm putting them onto some stuff that we just got. Will we reveal to you in a little bit? But it marks it so that if we drop them on the field, if we lose it anywhere, people know it's ours, not someone else's. I actually got that from a Danger Man video that I saw years ago. While he was here, he noticed that I did that, and he said, "I do the same thing." And I said, "Yeah, I know. I got it from your video." It wasn't stealing. He put it up as a you should do this video. That doesn't count as stealing.
So you borrowed it?
That counts as I took your advice.
I mean, how many different ways can you make a pod look?
Well,
Nah.
not that many. Unless you use independent symbols. Hey!
Slaughterhouse in the house.
You're a strange human.
I am, but I'm funny. That was funny.
Alright, let's see what we got going on that we can make fun of today.
What's this 125 thing?
Hold on, I'm not done. No.
Sorry.
They can't see it yet. You gotta give me a second here. Let's see. Boom, now they can see it. Okay. Alright, so what are you making fun of?
I wanted to know what that 125 was.
125, 125, 125.
That one.
This one.
Yeah.
That is...
Is that my mini?
It's an invert mini, I believe. Oh, no, it's an axe.
I didn't think
it's an original axe, and it's very Christmas colored.
It is.
I like it.
Christmas color on crack or something. It's some lime green.
I really like it, though. If it wasn't $125, I would seriously consider buying it.
I don't know how much these are originally, so I can't really make fun of this. But it looks a little chippy. Yeah. I mean, whose barrel doesn't look like that after a while, but...
Mine doesn't. You know whose really does, though?
I don't know who.
Ray.
Yeah.
It's not the tip of it, though. It's the middle of it, because he got it locked together, and the only way to pry it apart was with channel locks.
Yeah.
Idiot!
He's got some strength to him.
Idiot!
Do you want me to go to the next one?
Yeah, go to the next
one. While you're doing
that one's not really make fun of a bull. It's not an outrageous price. I really, really like it, actually.
What is this?
And if he was asking less for it. Oh, paintball tickets? What?
Up for sale are discount admission passes to Urban Assault Paintball. The admission passes are good for open play hours, which are every Saturday from noon to 6 and Sunday from 10 to 5. I think that you may also be able to use them for reserved field play, but I've only ever used them during open play hours. Basically, these passes cover the cost of admission, gun rental, and safety gear, normally $20. You still have to pay for paint, which is $25 per 500 balls. So these tickets usually bring your total cost from $45 to $30. I have 17 of the tickets available. I originally had 24, but used 7 of them. They worked great, but I won't be able to use the rest of them. I bought them in October 18, and on the form it says 1-year expiration date. I would prefer to sell all the tickets together and open a negotiation if you're buying a lot of tickets.
Well, if it's 1-year expiration and we're past that, why is he selling it to other people?
No, it's not. It's not past that. It says he bought them in October 18, and it says 1-year expiration date. So they expire October 19th.
So the ones that we got said the same thing, but then they didn't write a date of purchase.
But this one did.
Oh, this one did. Okay.
Yeah.
Because we have those for more than just Urban Assault. They're for like a lot of locations. And
even outside of the Pittsburgh area, right?
Yeah. But they didn't write an expiration or a purchase date, so like they're pretty much good forever essentially, the ones we have. But we do actually have entries specifically to Urban Assault that we've never used. I have nothing against Urban Assault by any means, other than it's just too far away from us to warrant us going there. And except for a special event. And the one time we tried to go there for a special event, we couldn't freaking get there. That was
Which unfortunately was not Urban Assault's fault. It was the town of McDonald's fault.
Yeah, they are constructing every road at the exact same time. You can't get in or out of that damn town because every main road in and out is under construction at the same time. I don't know how you have a town like that. It doesn't make any sense.
What the big problem is that
Look, you need a quieter toy pup.
Urban Assault put up signs like in main McDonald, and the town of McDonald was like, no, sorry.
It wasn't McDonald. It was the county.
The county? Oh, I thought it was.
Well, what you doing there?
He's breaking things. Is what he's doing. Cool.
Backpack's $50. That's pretty good.
It's a nice backpack.
There was something I wanted. Oh, this is funny. $150 they want for this spider.
It's piranha.
Oh, it's a piranha.
That's what it
I
says.
think piranha's owned by Spider though. Either way, $150 for that and a V-Force mask. That's worth, I don't know, $10. And they're asking $150. Yeah, okay. That's pretty funny.
You're still trying to sell that Empire Defender.
Yeah, they are. $635. Didn't it go up $5?
I don't think
Oh no,
so.
it went down from $650 is what it was.
But
So
it
little by little, they're coming down on that.
I mean, it's surprising that still shows up from all the way, I guess, April.
This one is a Spider Sniper. They're asking $150 for this one as well. A brand new one of this is not $150. A brand new one of this package you can get at Dick's for like $75.
Well,
Why would I don't understand.
because they probably paid $150 and they don't know things. They don't know like prices of things.
People will be dumb. Ah, we can get a Talon and then some sort of airsoft gun for $25. If I didn't already have one, I would be extremely excited about this. This is my OG gun. That's the first
And
paintball
you spent
gun
more
I
than
owned.
$25.
I
on
did, but it went to charity, so it's okay. It's okay. Let's see. What are these people selling here? An A5, a Spider,
Not worth $250.
some CO2 tanks, a decent beginner mask. It's not. There's no problem with that mask. Definitely, it's not worth $250 by any means. I mean, these CO2 tanks are useless. But the A5 is decent. The Spider, it's an electronic one. The mask is decent, but only worth like $35, brand new. So I would say that's worth, I don't know, maybe $100 I might give for all of that. Maybe. Definitely not $250. Now, what is this? Three Rivers Paintball, $100. So they're selling it's another coupon that's trying to be sold here.
But it's not a coupon. It's a gift certificate. So you get 200 paintballs, 4 hours of play.
It's a gift certificate?
It says, I have a certificate, which includes admission, marker rental, mask and goggles, 200 paintballs.
That's the same thing that we have. That's not a certificate.
But you have to pay for paint you have to buy paint to get that admissions ticket. This is including paintballs. The value is
I don't think it's a gift certificate though. If it was a gift certificate, I'd buy it. $160 gift certificate for $100, I would buy it. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's some sort of entry coupon, like we have, but different.
It's also.
It's also.
No, I thought it's good for 4 players. Coupon's only good for 1 admission, so that's why I'm confused.
It's a Groupon.
It could be a Groupon.
Puppy, you got some puppy breath going on. We need to find a quieter toy. That's way too loud.
Well, I don't know where his red rope is.
Okay, well that toy is just too loud.
Well, he's having fun with it.
I understand
sorry.
that, and yet my statement stands. Xavier's ears are exploding right now.
He understands. He's got Rufio. I'm sure Rufio picks the loud toys too. I actually really like this backpack.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I miss our Jeep $7
Jeep
bag.
That we got from Goodwill.
Yeah, that thing was great.
It was pretty awesome. What's that for $200? Is that a Phenom?
Ooh, this thing?
Yeah.
It got a couple guns.
That's not a Phenom.
Titan X7 with E-grip.
He
doesn't work?
most certainly does until I hide them. Pick the loudest toy.
I got it. I know
Okay,
what's
let's
going
see.
on.
It is an X7. Okay. And then a spider and is it a JT? It doesn't say. Doesn't say what it is.
What are online gloves?
They're work gloves. They're just work gloves. Can you pass me 2 more?
Why are they called online?
That's the name brand.
Oh.
And they say online on them in white lettering.
Ah.
A lot of paintballers use them. Actually, you'd recognize them if you saw them. I think that's pretty much all we're going to
There's
fun
a
of today.
paintball gun for $90. Spider T5.
And that's why. I don't think it's worth $90. It's worth like
And
20.
comes with a hopper and paintball mask, but there's
Comes with a hopper.
no pictures of those things.
Why don't you like me?
Me? I do like you.
Hi, Locadoodle. What you up to, pup?
What's a JT Impulse?
That.
Okay. Well, he wants $430.
Oh, jeez.
I can get a new one for $430. Or I can get a new better gun for $430.
You can get a much better gun for $430.
Are we
JT
done?
Impulse. Making fun of stuff? I think so.
Okay.
That X7 isn't too bad of a deal if it functions. That is accurate.
It doesn't function though. It said that it was broken and
It
that you
said
had
it
to
was
fix
broken and I had to fix it. Well, then it's definitely not
it.
worth
I
it.
think it said that. Where was it? This thing. It
That's
says
stupid.
gun is currently not turning on. Battery wire harness broke. So it ain't working. And I think this is an EMX 1000 Striker.
And that's fairly easily fixed, but still, like, if I'm going to sell me a gun that's not working, you're going to give me a really good deal for it. That's what I got to say, son. Ah.
We apparently have 2 people now.
Oh,
Hello, second person. Unless that's us, then hello us.
I thought you were going to say hello, sexy person. I was like, who is it?
It could be a sexy person.
It could be a sexy person, and I wanted to know who was that sexy
I
person.
don't know. The sexy person isn't talking.
Only to realize that you weren't saying sexy person, you were saying second person, and it made me sad. So we want to talk today about 2 things. First is Black Hawk Down, not up, but down. So this was a Mission Masters game.
Gravity is not our friend.
That's true. Pass me 3 more. So yeah, it was a Mission Masters game. It was the first of the year at all, I think, but definitely in the Pittsburgh area. And Mission Masters, we're always a big fan of Mission Masters. They're probably our favorite game producers, besides ourselves, obviously. Although I don't think we count yet because ours has not happened yet, so we don't actually count as game producers currently.
But October 5th.
That's the word on the street, anyway. If it goes anything like the summer camp, though,
Hi, Minion.
Oh
Stop breaking things.
no! Oh no, Mr. Bill!
Oh
Oh
no. Oh no, Mr. Peel.
no! So what did you think of the game?
You're talking to me. You're talking to them.
I'm talking to both. I'm talking to both. I'm talking to everyone.
I ran a lot. I did a lot of missions, and I'm still tired from it. Oh, we have another person.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
I enjoy Mission Masters. I always have since the first one we've done, and I think that's what kind of continued me doing scenarios because they pay attention to what's going on. They do a lot of research and they respect the significance of an actual event, I feel.
Or not an actual event, depending
Or
on
not
what
an
game it
actual,
is.
but with, wars and actual events that have happened, they spend a lot of time making sure they are accurate and very detailed in what they do. And you gotta respect that. That probably takes a very long time to research everything. They're not just using movies that people have heard of. They use books and historical references. And you can tell that they love doing what they do. I have one critique. And I don't think it's necessarily... I think it's on behalf of Mission Masters and Three Rivers.
Tell the good people your critique, and tell Minion too. Oh snap! Shots fired.
My critique is that the refs don't communicate or know what's going on. So field refs that are Three Rivers refs don't have a semblance of what's going on in regards to missions and what roles they're supposed to be following. And then Mission Master reps, who are objective reps, if you go to them and say, hey, that guy is overshooting, my hopper is busted because I got hit in the hopper, they don't do anything. So there's not really a collective effort of...
See, no, that one I'm not sure I agree with, because I've seen the Mission Masters refs check things.
Have you?
I've had Kuda come check me, and I've had him check other people.
Kuda maybe. I think other refs, I think Kuda does everything, but... And I'm not saying that all refs do this, but it feels like there is a...
I'm too short. I need two more, and I don't have. No, I have these. I don't have the stickers for them.
Oh, you're too...
I'm out of stickers, is what I'm saying.
There's nothing left in here?
No. I need two more stickers, and I don't have any. It's very upsetting.
So, on that regard, it's more a Three Rivers field ref thing. That they don't know what's going on. You ask them a role, and they don't know what's going on. And that is troublesome to me a little bit. That there's just not really a connection between refs.
I am the Dan.
You are the Dan.
The Dan. All caps.
Oh, even the is caps.
Everyone needs to know that I am that.
But I'm not very familiar with exactly what happened on Black Hawk Down, but I had a good time. I ran around the entire field. I held a button, and I had a good time.
The only thing I didn't like, besides, we'll get into how the dynamics worked a little bit as far as teams go, but there were two missions, I think it was mission 3 and 5, that were almost exactly the same thing. From starting position to main objective to secondary objective, like it was.
I think
they were basically exactly the same thing.
I think the only difference was there were spies or snipers, right? Yeah, there were snipers on top of that hill.
Which I understand, because basically in the actual events of the Mogadishu battle, 2 helicopters went down, 2 Blackhawks went down. In one of them, it was just the pilot or people in there, and they were all wounded/dead. And then there was the other one. Eventually, 2 guys landed to help them out, and they ended up dying as well. So basically, like, the setups for those 2 missions are essentially the same, which I can understand. But even the start positions were almost exactly the same. Another critique I have, and this is specifically for Three Rivers, not for Mission Masters. Fix the helicopter. The whole thing is called Black Hawk Down. Those were helicopters. Fix the helicopter. I don't understand.
I mean, they knew what January they released that, right?
It was a long while ago. But so their helicopter has been broken
For a while.
for a while. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It still is like a box you can get into if you want. But it used to actually look like a helicopter with propellers on top and a front and a back. Fix it for the game that's based on helicopters. The whole game is based around helicopters. Why don't you fix it? I don't understand. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. So that's my critique for Three Rivers specifically. For Mission Masters, they seem the same. Now, the downfall of the game was how the teams ended up shaking out. So, apparently, Blue Team had just way too many people from the very beginning. To the point where Dean was, as he often does, tries to balance out the teams beforehand. And so he was asking teams if they would be willing to switch from blue to red. He got Band of Brothers to go, he got SAS to go, and I think Fears originally was on blue and switched over as well. And then Jason from Band of Brothers asked or told me that he was asking around and that he'd probably come, or he mentioned he would come to us and ask. And I told Jason, well, he can ask, but we're not going to, because we're good guys this year. But he did eventually ask, and I told him that if we really needed to, we would. I think that was like the day before. And I said, well, do you, if you need us to, we will. We'd rather not, but, whatever needs to happen. And he said, good. And I asked him, do you want us to switch now, like declare ourselves red now, or do you want us to wait and see how the teams actually go? And he said, waiting is best at this point. So the next morning they counted out, and it was actually perfect. It was 38-38, which was really awesome. It ended up being perfect, spot on. So we obviously didn't switch. We stayed blue. If they had needed a couple people to switch, it still would not have been us, because there were 9 of us.
Who are we counting? Lars in our mix?
Yeah.
So you, me, Dalton, Badeep, did I pronounce that right? Badee, Minion, Colin, Luke, Clark, and Lars, if you count Lars. So yeah,
there were 9 of us. So
that was a big showing
if
for
they
us.
If they had needed just a couple, it wouldn't have been us. That
was an excellent big showing from the Dunedain crew.
Right, we're very excited about
that.
So
go Dunedain!
But something happened. By about mission 3...
4.
By mission 3, you could see their numbers had come down. By mission 4, right after lunch, hoo boy, their numbers had come down.
Dramatically.
To the point where after mission 5, I went up to Dean and I said, Dean, I'm really worried about the numbers right now. And he said, yeah, you're not the only one. And mission 5, there's 7 missions. After mission 5, you really don't want to switch teams because, you did so much work for the one team, and now you're going to switch sides. That's just not going to happen, I don't think. So what ended up working out, I thought it worked pretty well, was for mission 6, they agreed that red team would have unlimited respawns, and the game would be 5 minutes shorter. So it's a 25-minute game instead of 30, and they had unlimited respawns. And it worked out fairly well. And they did much better that mission, which makes perfect sense. We really needed to do something. So the one thing I didn't like, though, was that, and apparently I'm not the only one who didn't like it, the last 5 minutes of the game, we have no more respawns, and they have continuous, so they would just, we couldn't do anything. So for mission 7, they changed it again to where they had unlimited respawns up until the last 5 minutes. The last 5 minutes of the game, there were no respawns on either team. So we did a little better on mission 7 than we did in mission 6.
Mission 7 was rough.
I think everyone was really tired by that point.
We were all tired, and usually we are. But trying to get up that hill and get that dummy into that prison. They pushed up like they were on top of the hill. It was very difficult.
Yeah. Now, so Minion so gracefully puts that they got stomped and were butt hurt that they were losing. While I agree with you, choose your words a little better there, Minion.
Also spell things properly.
Uh,
They're not loose. Losing is spelled wrong.
oh, losing, yeah. But anyway, yeah, they were losing really badly. So I thought mission 1 we actually did really, really badly.
And we didn't.
We apparently didn't. So after mission 3, I went and talked to Dean. They hadn't put the scores up yet, and so I asked him, do you have any idea? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Minion, go do what you need to do.
Oh no, sorry, Minion. We're here if you need us.
What was this? So after mission 3, I went and asked Dean if he had any idea what the score was, and he said, "Yeah, we're winning." He said our team was winning like 40-ish to 3 or something like that.
It was. I remember the score.
After mission 3.
Yeah. So for them, it was 0-3-12. Respectfully with the missions, and ours was like 21-23-24.
So, and I was like, wow, I thought we did a horrible mission 1. I thought they stomped us. I really had felt that way. But apparently no, mission 1 we did just as good. Mission 2 we did very well. And the mission 3 was a little bit more even, but we still won by quite a bit. And so, if you have a 0 and 1 mission, you can easily make up for it. I remember at, last year at Nazi Zombies, we had 0 the first mission, and I remember Dalton was really upset about it. He thought we would never come back, and
he was like, 0 to like 26,
this game is too, it's too uneven, and the blah blah blah. But I was like, don't worry, it'll be fine. Every mission is different, and sure enough, the rest of the day we crushed them. Yeah. So, but for this one, they didn't have one shutout; they had several. And the ones where they weren't shut out, they got like 3 points, right?
Which is very surprising considering the talent on their team.
Yep. I mean, they had
SAS.
They had a really good showing for Band of Brothers as well.
Band of Brothers had like 15 guys.
They had more than we did, so that
they had Band of Brothers, they had Fear, they had SAS.
I think Fear was just the one. I think
there were 2 or 3. I know there was one particular, but I think that there were about 3. So they had strong guys. Like, they had strong teams.
But they were up against us.
Yeah.
That's the problem. See, we always win. That's the problem. When there's a showing of us, when
Dunedain brings it.
You'll notice, like, if you look back at the games where there were more than just the 2 of us, or more than just 2, whether it be us 2 or another 2, we pretty much always win. But where there's games where there's just like 2 of us, whether it be you and me, or for example at Arbitrage there was just me and Dalton, we may or may not win. But when there's a strong showing from us, we tend to do really, really well. And that's because we work together as a team really well, which not everyone does.
We did very well at Nazis, because there was about 5 of us, weren't there? There was
6, I think.
I think there were 5 actual, and then I think we had
two or three. We had 2 others that
friends
were
of members
that just came with us. So, because we're a coordinated team, as opposed, and Band of Brothers certainly is too. So I'm not saying they're not, but like Fear. I've not played with them too much, but from what I have noticed, they seem to be pretty independent players. They don't work together that much. And I know a lot of teams that do that. They show up as a team. They play as a group. They're always on the same team. They're friends. They're off the field together. But when they get out on the paintball field, they're not coordinated with how they play. That doesn't mean that any one of them is a bad player. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they don't work together as a group to get things done. And we certainly do. We make sure that we know what we're doing and that we work as a group to get it done. And everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing. Especially
when we're not together. we know where we are in the field, we know what's going on, we check in with each other. Because we all still have different gameplays. And I specifically, I know my gameplay, I know your gameplay. I'm not going to change somebody's gameplay because I want to run with them. Or specifically with you. I know where you are.
Because
I know what you're doing.
Because we have different gameplays. So that's another advantage is that we do have different gameplays. So there's people on our team such as Clark and Luke who are very fast and will just run for the front.
And they're
just gonna lay down a bunch of paint. They're gonna run at the front. They're gonna be the first ones there. And they're gonna lay about a whole bunch of paint. Then there's me and Dalton, I would put together as, and maybe even Eric. We'll be right behind them, but we shoot less. Although Dalton can shoot a lot, but we're more objective oriented. Where those two are just like, give me something to shoot at. And
but
then
they're also speedballers, I think, by nature.
They are. I'm not saying anything bad about it.
I'm not saying anything bad.
And then you've got you and Colin, and I think Badi was just kind of following everybody and learning what to do. Who while you can engage and you can get up and you will do all that stuff, you're more oriented towards cover me while I do this puzzle, or cover me while I collect these things, or whatever it is. And so we all have different aspects, but we're all working towards that goal, which is really nice. But yeah, I mean, Band of Brothers they always seem to be good at that too. So I don't know what happened, but I do know that SAS after game 3 were done. They were gone. Part of it was because they were losing so badly. The other part was they had something happen, which I'm not going to get into, but the two leaders of the group, well, I would argue that they're the leaders, but they're technically not.
There was a mishap that
they
ruined it for the rest of the day.
So they were done. So they left. And they had brought a bunch of people, so that was a big loss for them, I feel. But yeah, so that's what happened there, and we ended up winning 147 to like 30.
It was 50. They had 50.
Okay, so what was the score?
It was 143 to 50.
Why do you say that like I was arguing with you?
You keep saying that they had 30, like they did awful. They had 50.
They did do awful. We won by less than 100 points, but it was up there. Like it was 80.
Almost 100.
It was like 80.
It was like 97.
I don't think it was quite that much. See, now you're exaggerating.
Now I'm exaggerating. It was like 93. It was like 93.
I have it on. I think we have it on video somewhere. Maybe I can find out what the score actually was. But in any case,
we also had, besides just having our 9 people, that was awesome. We also work well with other people, and Mary and James and Tim, like we all worked very well together. And I don't know if Band of Brothers and Fear and SAS collectively did that. Coalesce. I also feel that we may have been better organized as a collective unit.
I would say the whole blue team was better organized. So, really, even though we had Alan was our general, I would say,
or Shadow if you know him.
I would say arguably James and Mary were running the team, and they're good at that. They're good at telling people what to do. Not like bossy wise, just you guys are gonna be good at this, so go do it.
They're good at explaining.
And pretty much
very quickly what needs to happen.
And they also pretty much let us choose what we wanted to do. Hi, Paparoon. Hi, baby. They kind of pretty much every mission. I'd go over there and they'd say, hey, "What do you guys want to do?
Hi,
what do you think you'll be good with?"
Hi, baby.
And we would pick something, and we would do that, and then they would assign other things to other people. What's going on, pup? You want to say hi to the interwebs?
Do you want to say hi to Xavier and Rufio? Because Rufio's probably watching with his daddy, yeah. Do you want to say hi to Rufio? Go ahead, say hi to him.
Okay, look, time to get down.
Don't be camera shy. Don't
Time
be
to get
camera
down, baby.
shy.
You're so in the way right now. Yes, you are.
Well, Loki says hi to Rufio. And he can't wait to play.
Come on, pup.
Come on, baby. Get down.
Down, baby.
Oh, you got some killer doggy breath today, babe.
You are a very heavy pup. Yes, you are. You are a heavy pup.
Come on, baby. Get down.
Oh. There you go, sweetie. Good boy. So this weekend, we have another event coming up. It's a 5-man Magfed tournament. That's one of my favorite things about you guys. Honestly, you usually have a relative plan or some type of organization set into place. From a field owner point of view and or producer, it's appreciated.
We work very hard. There's many nights of constant deliberation and
There wasn't for
gameplay.
this one.
There wasn't. We kind of just went in, but usually if
For
we-
Mission Masters, unless we're generaling it, we don't know enough to
Yeah.
do that for. But I'm thinking all the time. I already got plans for Ion, which isn't till mid-July.
he wakes up in the middle of the night and like, "Hey, dog,
What do you think about this?
what do you think about this?" And I'm like, "No."
I got plans for D-Day, so Adam, if you see this at any point, please contact me. I got ideas.
Are you giving him your ideas though? Are you?
I don't know. See, so I have a pretty good idea for
Of how to win.
of how to win D-Day as the American team, as the Allies. And I was considering, so he's generaling, not us. Should I tell him what my plan is and win with him as the general? Or should I wait and see if we can be generals of America in the future, whether it be next year or whatever? The problem is that Mike from 68 Caliber told me that he's not sure they're ever going to do it again. So I think we have to implement our plan. And
He may not listen to your plan.
That's true. That's very true. And the nice thing about D-Day for this particular instance is that it's pretty much always the same. So even if they know what it is, even if we do it this year and they now know next year, okay, they're probably going to do that, there's nothing they can do to stop it. Really. With what my plan is. There's no way, with what this particular plan is, the only way to get around my plan for them is to spend a crap ton of money. That is the only way.
We got puppy fans.
I know.
Rufio's
Because
listening.
puppies are awesome.
Hi, Rufio.
It is a good plan. It is a good plan, and I would tell you what it was, except I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's not even that complicated. It's actually a pretty simple plan. But it works perfectly for the issues that we had as Germany. It uses those against Germany at this point. And it's super simple, but going to be super effective. Yeah.
Well, I think that's a perk, is that we know
Yeah, it gives
the
us some
inner
heads up.
workings of Germany. They don't change it.
Wait, well, that video is a while away. It's a month and a couple
And
of days.
I'm torn. For whoever's watching this, I'm sure you know by now that Bricktop is the German general. Or Command Bros are
Well,
the
the
German
first I had heard of it was at Mission Masters.
Yeah.
So, hey, Command Bros are going to be commanding Germans this year.
So, because I had to, I was like, you have a lot to live up to. Because I'm a cocky little bitch, so.
That's true.
But I'm torn because we're allies now, and obviously I want us to win. But I got a legacy. He's got to uphold. And he's going to,
She has a legacy.
I have a legacy. In my mind, I have a legacy. Whether or not I do, I don't really know. But in my mind, I have this grandiose legacy that I've been planted. Anyway.
2 out of 3, and she has this grand legacy.
First German, first woman. Step back. Just saying. Two in a row as first German and first woman.
I would say it's more important for us to win, though.
Indeed.
But as of right now, A-Dog doesn't actually plan on playing that game. She's going to take pictures, so what do you care?
I don't care. I may run out of the boats, though.
Oh, yeah? So you're going to pay entry.
Oh, I'm not going to pay. I'm just going to run out of the boats.
Oh, you're just going to run out of the boats.
Who's going to stop me from running out of a boat?
I don't know.
Do you really think that Ryan's going to stop me from running out of a boat?
Right, I'm just going to run out of the boat.
I'm just going to
That's
run
all
out
I'm
of
gonna
the
do.
What if I just did that once, just to know what it's like?
I'm just going to have my sword with me, and I'm going to run out of the boat. That's all I'm going to do.
I'm going to run out of the boat once, and then I'll leave.
Okay.
I'm going to be down there anyway taking pictures. Might as well do something.
That's true.
Might as well run out of the boat.
Well, anyway, so for this weekend, Xavier, as you know, you're the only one actually engaging in any of this. We've got a 5-man tournament coming up. This is our first Magfed, pretty much anything. I've played a couple of rounds of Magfed. She never has. Oh, that's right. You use the pistol at this point.
I played 2 rec ball games.
With the pistol?
No, with Jen's bolt.
Right. And you did very badly.
I did horribly. It made me want to cry. But then, during Black Hawk Down, Minion gave me his pistol. And now I got pistol power.
Did you shoot anybody with the pistol? Did you even shoot the pistol?
I did. I shot the pistol like 4 times.
Woo!
Because
Watch out, everybody. She took 4 shots with the pistol.
I took some shots while I was holding that damn button. Or before I got to the button. And then I assisted in a kill. I'm not sure if the guy next to me or me hit him. I think my ball hit him. But it was from the pistol because Minion gave it to me because he got out. This was right before the puzzle in the castle. And I was like, woo! Pistol power. I felt so like powerful.
Pass me that package, if you would.
This package?
So we just got a package on Tuesday.
It's a big package.
It is a big package, much like mine. Got bit by the pistol bug. She did. So, this is what came in the mail time.
The mail is here. It never fails. It makes me want to write my
So we got
mail time.
2 vortexes, which are MCS version of. They take an A5. They take
flag?
Yeah, it's an MCS flag. They take a Tippmann A5 and they make it a Magfed gun. So we got the vortex. So this is the one.
$10 off our next order.
Excellent. Okay.
I really enjoy this thing. I don't know why, but I.
The anal beads that you load them with. She was very excited when I told her they were anal beads. She got excited.
Shh.
And then.
It's a family channel.
Is it?
I don't know.
So that's.
I'm sure we'll get yelled at for something.
That's the one I haven't opened yet. This is the one I have opened. So I mean, it looks really simple. It's just an A5 with a magwell on there. Pass me the rest of it if you would. And then I had already purchased our 13 CI tanks, which and we got the ones that have the through stock on the back there. So
You didn't label
yeah, because I don't have a label for it.
Yes, but you said you were missing 2. You're actually missing 3.
I'm 3 short, everybody. I'm 3 short. Damn. Okay, so
You want this thing's heavy. What do you want me to do with this thing?
I want you to shoot people with it. So we have a 13 CI tank. Goes on the back, like that. Hold that.
Why are you sharing with everybody our weapons of choice?
And then, you know, the
freeze.
stock goes onto there. And that's the little thing that holds it in place. It was like $50 more for the air through stock, but we both really hate remote lines. So it was worth it. And then a friend of ours gave us a discount code, which was really nice. It was 10% off. So that helped. But we now have officially Magfed guns for the Magfed tournament this weekend. It got a little close. I was waiting. Really, I wanted the EMAC MG100. That's what I really wanted, but it still hasn't been released. So that didn't work. And then we had been recommended the Bolt, which is essentially a Tippmann 98, I think, with Magfed. It's lighter than this one, smaller.
It's like 10 pounds lighter than this thing.
But they were sold out. Then
is that why
after
I didn't
that
get a
one,
Bolt?
That's why you didn't get a Bolt. And then the Hurricane was next. That one was sold out. So we went with this one, which was the next cheapest. But yeah, the A5 is a heavier gun. That's why. But unfortunately, it is pretty heavy. That's the biggest downfall for me, particularly of Magfed guns, is how heavy they are.
I don't know how you want me to
don't like how heavy they are.
It's like as big as my leg.
So I gotta lube this still, by the way. Remind me to lube these up.
Xavier's not a fan of remote lines either.
No one likes remote lines. I mean, I guess there may be some people, but really, who likes remote lines?
Snipers, who just sit there and go bing.
They probably don't mind them. I don't know if they'd like them though. But then we also purchased.
Breaking everything.
We also purchased extra mags. These are 20 rounds, so 10 on each side. And this is what I was art and crafting, so everyone can see that they are ours. But yeah, obviously these go in the front, and then you're ready to go. And this is First Strike compatible. So I have the one Magfed gun I have played with is the Tippmann TMC, and I'm actually a big fan of it.
That's awful.
I used it, and it was incredibly light.
Incredibly light.
Thank you. Easy to use. It's a Tippmann 98 with a plastic shell, so like super reliable. But it's not First Strike compatible, and I thought, well, if we're gonna do it, let's do it.
Well do it right.
Let's do it right, you know. So we wanted First Strike compatible, and then the T15. First of all, it's too complicated. I don't want to have to deal with all that. Secondly, it's bigger than she is, so she definitely couldn't use it. And it's more expensive. So I went on MCS and saw what they had, and this is the one we ended up getting for the reasons I've already explained. So these are our new Magfed guns.
Oh, thank you.
That's very appreciated. I don't necessarily need them to shoot farther. I need them to shoot accurately. Although I'm fairly accurate with a round ball, so I would imagine I'm pretty accurate with a First Strike. I don't know. I've never shot a First Strike. Ever.
I've shot about 7 of them.
Okay, take this away from me before it rolls off me like that piece did.
We won't talk about how we did.
But yeah, I mean, if we figured if we're gonna do it, we might as well do it right. Might as well get some First Strike guns because we have round ball guns. And during not only this tournament, but any other First Strike or any other Magfed games you go to or games with First Strikes at all, you're at a disadvantage if they can shoot First Strike and you can't. Now, I'm not saying there aren't a place for round ballers, in a world with First Strike, because there certainly is. I mean, look how long we've been playing round ball where there's First Strikes. They both have their place on the field because obviously a round baller can shoot a whole lot faster and a whole lot more than someone with First Strikes are. And not to mention the fact that it's cheaper, so they can afford to pay to shoot more. But I heard, I think it was Alabaster Slim, who talked about in Canada they call speedballers saws, and then they call First Strikers snipers. So they say that the saws will go up and cut a line while the snipers take out the randos. So they work together. They both have their place in the field. But my thought was, if we're gonna go over to the Magfed for this reason,
if you're gonna go,
you might as well make sure that you have that advantage. Whether or not you use it, that's a different story. But if you're gonna go that route, go the route. Actually do it. Don't half-ass it.
Go big or go home.
Don't half-ass it. So we're all set there, except that I ran out of stickers. I need 3 more. So that sucks. But so don't drop those 3. That's what basically don't drop those 3. But yeah, the biggest downfall for Magfed for me is how heavy the guns are. And so the TMC, I did like it because of how light it was. But yeah, they're really heavy. I mean, once you put the stock on there, that helps take the weight off. But it's still just a heavy gun. It's just heavy. This thing weighs more than you do. Can you even lift this?
Yes.
Are you sure? Let me see. Let me see you lift this with one hand. Take your arm off of there. Take your arm off of there. There you go.
Take my arm off of where?
You had it on the wrist.
No, I
and
didn't.
Then you had it on your hip. So this is why Magfedders have slings.
No, hold this.
Because their arms get tired holding this thing.
This thing is like as big as my leg.
No one can see you.
This is really like as from hip bone to knee. That's where I'm talking about. I don't got time for that. I don't got time for that.
No time. So that was our purchase. That's our gun purchase for the year, pretty much. Because these two together with all the mags were a pretty penny. I don't know if I've decided to put slings on there or not yet. I looked at it a little bit. It's not hard to do, but I don't know if we'll even use them. Yeah, the MG100, they've been saying that's coming out for the last 6 months. It hasn't come out yet. I know, because I was waiting for it.
Planet Club's got things to do.
Yeah, release the freaking gun that I want.
They got things to do. They're British. They work on British time.
Yep. Well, something fun that did happen that we didn't mention at Mission Masters was that Lars was here. So Danger Man did come to play with us. Dirty. He came Friday, stayed overnight on our couch. We went and played on Saturday, and they stayed again and left early Sunday morning. But it was really nice to actually meet him in person. That was actually technically my second time meeting him. I met him in Ion 2 years ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
And just met him, briefly talked to him for maybe 10 minutes. I don't think he even remembered that it happened until I told him, and he said he remembered, but I don't think he actually did. So it was nice to actually meet him. We had several meals with him and just some good one-on-one time. He's a nice guy, and I really enjoyed him being here, let alone playing with him. Now, I actually didn't get to play with him that much. Because
played with him maybe once.
His game style is different than both of ours. If it was an ordinary rec day, I would have played with him more. But because it was a scenario, specifically Mission Masters, because we're so mission-oriented, and he's a brawler. He likes to go and just shoot people, which there's definitely a place for that. It definitely helped our team. There's no question about it. And that's the way I like to play during rec ball. And even certain scenarios, but for particularly Mission Masters, but scenarios in general, I want the points. I want to win the game, and the way to win the game is to get the points. So we actually didn't play together that much, unfortunately.
Saw him once, because he got into the castle where the puzzle was to help us out.
I got to run with him once. I think it was Mission 6. On the last respawn, we wrapped around. We were both out. We wrapped all the way around. We thought we were good and behind him. Sure enough, we got up to we wrapped all the way around, up to the top of the field, and our guys were already there. They had already wrapped. That's how overwhelming we were on that game. But we did get to do that whole thing together. And also, they called the game early. They said it was going to be 25 minutes instead of 30.
I don't think
it was less than that, because they said go for 5 minutes. So we respawned with 5 minutes left, ran up, and then they said 2 minutes left in the game. There is no possible way. It was 3 minutes between those two things. I have it on video. It might have been a minute and a half.
I thought it was only going to be 25 minutes anyway. The last two were 25, weren't they?
Yeah, that's what I said.
But then I think it was less than 20.
It was less than 20. I think it's because we had backed them in. By the time we get up there to go around them, our team already was around them. So I think because we had them so pinned, they just called it early because they couldn't do anything.
And if Flores is watching, I hope he did have a good time. We showed him the point and took him to get authentic tacos because he wanted tacos.
He said he wanted tacos, and I was like, dude, this is Pittsburgh. We can give you authentic Italian, authentic German, authentic this, that, the other thing. Mexican, I'm not too sure of. But we did go to a local restaurant downtown. Pretty good.
Coronado Tacos. It's right by the David Lawrence Convention Center. And then he got a bedtime story.
No one ever reads me bedtime
stories.
That
is so untrue. I've read you numerous bedtime stories. We're getting ready for the bed, and he's like, will you read me a bedtime story? Because I think I asked him if he needed anything. And I was like, sure. So I read him a bedtime story, and he recorded it.
And I'm sure he plays it to himself every night.
You know what? I am a good ass host.
Yes.
I am a good mama to this team.
You are a good ass everything.
I'm a good mama to this team, and I take very good care of them. So Lars was our guest. I had to make sure that he was very well taken care of while he was here.
And Xavier, I think he did have a good time. He said he had a good time. It seemed like he had a good time. But it was a different game style than he's used to because they don't have Mission Masters out in his area. And Mission Masters is a different game style than most others. And so I think he really enjoyed it,
But
how different it was.
He is going to write some articles about it, so check out dangermanslayer.com for those articles.
So hopefully those will be coming soon. Just an outsider's perspective on Mission Masters, because everyone in the Pittsburgh area is familiar with Mission Masters. We know how it works. We're used to it. But from an outsider's point of view, it's new. So it'll be interesting to see his take on it. He's going to rely on us to edit it for him because
he was also having some trouble with the whole no gun.
Yeah, gun hits count in his area. They don't count here, and he was like, "That's fine, but it's going to take some getting used to." And I'm not going to get into that part again. But if it's whatever the rule is, people, that's the rule. If gun hits count, they count. If they don't, they don't. Get over it.
Honestly, just follow the rules of the field and don't be so angry. If you want to call yourself out because you got a gun hit, go ahead.
But don't fault someone else for not calling themselves out when gun hits don't count. But anyway, so the last thing I wanted to talk about a little bit, and I can't even go that far into it. Could you grab me those papers right there? Were the scores for the team, how everybody did. So I haven't plugged these in to figure out what the actual scores were yet. It's in there, but whether or not you actually wrote anything on it, that's
no. I wrote it down on a separate piece of paper.
I
did very good this mission. You need to brag about how wonderful.
So I haven't actually plugged these into the computer yet to see what the actual scores were. But essentially,
this was mine.
My kill death ratio is actually pretty even. It's pretty close together. Loki.
You smell, baby.
What's going on, baby boy?
You smell like you've been outside.
Definitely lower than Clark's was. I know that for sure. But I got more missions than he did. But A-Dog did very well. She didn't have that many kills, but she didn't have that many deaths either. And she did a whole lot of objectives. Certainly more than I did, that's for sure.
Because you told me to do them, so I did them. I held a button, which was very scary. I've never held a button before, and it was very scary.
Just push it. What's so scary?
Because I was in the line of fire. Baby, sit down. Sit down.
She was in the line of fire, that's true. Unfortunately, I neglected to bring the appropriate mount for her, so there's no video from her perspective, which is unfortunate. But I did record everything on mine. I don't think I even turned the camera off one time during the day. But my gun cam did run out of battery, so there's only some gun cam, but head cam throughout the whole day. So I should be able to get some good stuff out of that.
Also, I did not. Usually, I always have my gun. At this point, I was like, screw this. I'm just running. And I think half the day, I didn't even. I may have shot 3 hoppers worth. That's why I didn't have a lot of death.
Get to the hopper! But we're all going to get a lot of points out of this day because we won every mission. There wasn't a single mission we lost. So we all got a lot of points from that. But I think actually you might end up winning just because of the sheer number of objectives that you did.
Yeah.
And then the boys all got... So we got 2 awards. We got Most Valuable Team. Everyone gets points for that. But then the boys got...
and when we say boys, Colin, Clark, and Minion.
And Luke.
Luke didn't get that award. Luke... I don't know why Luke didn't, but Luke was not.
Yeah,
part
Luke
of
should
it.
have gotten it and Colin shouldn't because Colin's too old and Luke's younger. But anyway, they got the Young Gun Award, which we've already decided and told everybody a while ago. The Young Gun Award is worth less points than the average award because
only a select few can
there's
get it.
there's only a select few people that can even get it. So one could say, well, only the general can get the victory award. Well, that's true, but anyone can be general. All you have to do is say, I want to be general. with the young guns, you have to be under a certain age, and we're just physically not capable of doing that, so it's not worth as many points.
Although
there-
at
like,
this
if there was an
point,
award-
Binion and Clark shouldn't be qualified.
They really
for the
they really
Young
shouldn't.
Gun Award,
But like, for example, if there's an award, best female on the field, it would be worth less points if you won it, because I can't physically be a woman. I'm not a woman. Or if there was best man on the field, it would be, and I won it, it would be less points for me because she physically isn't a man, so she can't, so it makes sense for the age one. It's worth a little bit less points, but they will get more points for that, so that might make it up too.
honestly,
the point is,
they
I
all
don't
kicked
think,
ass.
yeah, I
they
don't
were
think,
all great.
I don't think I won. I think it's close, but I think actually A-Dog, as far as points,
I'm okay
won.
with this. I'm
Um,
absolutely okay.
then
with this.
I would say Clark and I were pretty close on points because he had more kills than I did. Although I'm not sure he tracked his deaths. Let's see here.
He did. Because he told me, I don't know if he stopped tracking his deaths, but I know that he's.
Holy crap! He says he has 53 kills, 13 deaths, 7 assists, 5 objectives. No flag pulls though. 53 kills, child. How did you do that? I didn't have 50. How many
Because
did I
he
have?
shoots paint like it's
That's
going
true.
out of style.
Let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I had 16 kills.
He may have won then.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And 17 deaths. So I actually had more deaths than kills. I was too busy leading our group to be getting all the points. Like the one mission specifically where you and, was it Colin or Eric that you're carrying the stretcher?
It was Eric.
So the two of them were carrying the stretcher, so they got the points for that. But I went with them. Like I basically did nothing other than walk with them in case one of them got hit. I could carry it, lead them where to go, kind of scout ahead and tell them which way to go, all that. So I got absolutely no points for anything on that one. There was another one where she and I took a stretcher the long way around, only to find out that the bodies we were trying to recover had been moved. So we got no points for that one.
Yeah.
That was a whole mission.
Did you start that though? Did you
I
start that objective?
We didn't get points for starting it because I get maybe we should. I don't know. Tell me, Xavier, what do you think on this one? So, usually for objective started, it's, for example, like if you have to throw 6 skulls into a circle, you throw 1 skull in, you get a started. If you throw 6 in, you get the started and the completed. So for this particular mission, what we had to do was take the stretcher to a place, get a body, take it back to a point, go back, get the other body, take it back to the point. So what we did was we took the stretcher, we got where we needed to go, but the bodies were gone. They weren't there anymore. So should we get an objective started in that we got where we needed to go with the stretcher, but we weren't able to do anything else? What do you think? I'm thinking maybe we should get it started because technically we did start it, but I'm not convinced.
Although, would a starter be if we got a body onto the stretcher and then got out? And then wasn't able to complete that mission because someone else took
That would
over?
definitely be a starter.
That would definitely be a starter, but
There's
getting
no
a
question
stretcher
there.
to a location, is that a starter? Is the question.
See, you could argue either way. Part of it you could argue absolutely not because
You didn't really do anything.
there's no way you could ever get points for that. But on the other hand, you could definitely argue that you do get points for it because
Because if someone's up there,
we were doing what we needed to do. Like, we needed to get the stretcher there without getting shot, and we did that. So you can make an argument either way. So I'm going to let someone that's not involved in the score make the decision. So ready, go.
and do you get the starter or do we both get the
We
starter?
would both get
We would both get the
Mhm.
starter? I'm completely okay.
it. Of course you are.
I was curious. I didn't know if you counted it. I didn't count it in my
Bi-curious?
Of course, love.
Nice. That's not an answer. I think he started ignoring us. That's sad. That makes me sad. Sad face.
But we did win Team Valor. Did we mention
I did mention that. We did win Team Valor, which is most valuable team. Essentially is what it is.
that? Not to take anything away from Mary or James,
Mhm.
because they're awesome.
Right. But you're going to.
No, I'm not. I'm just surprised. I'm more so curious why we didn't get Mofo. And I only say that because if you look at all those pictures, there is a Dunedain member in 80% of those pictures. 75.
I don't think they won Mofo.
They did. They won Mofo for the other, because it's the other person. So
I thought they won Leadership Award from,
they won Valor,
from Alan, yeah.
and then they won Mofo from Bricktop.
Maybe because he doesn't like us.
He doesn't like us.
He doesn't like us. That's probably.
But you know what? He's allowed to not like us.
The thing is, though, while I agree with what you're saying, it does kind of annoy me when
All teams.
No, specifically the team that gets Valor also wins Mofo.
Okay.
Because it's just I don't feel like there should be those two awards because naturally they're gonna go to the same team.
Hi, Dalton.
Hi, Dalton. He's finally here after an hour and 5 minutes.
He's got shit to do.
Yeah, I don't feel like because those are essentially the same award just from both generals. So naturally, like it lends itself that they're gonna go to the same team. We've won both awards in the past. Even
Have we won
at Atlas, we won
did.
both of them.
We did.
We won both at Atlas. We won both at Nazi
didn't-
Zombies.
Oh, we won Mofo and not. We have a
Mhm.
Mofo award.
Yes, we do. It's on the wall upstairs.
I don't remember.
It
that.
lends itself. It's the same award. It's you're the most valuable team for our team, or you were the worst enemy for our team. It's the same award from two different generals. So like, I don't feel those should be the awards. I think there should be a different award.
Also.
So I kind of I appreciate the fact that we didn't win, even though I'd love to win both. I appreciate the fact that it went to someone else.
And they
because too often.
absolutely. I'm not saying they don't deserve it at all. I thought we kicked ass, and this was the one mission. This is the one mission masters where I was everywhere, and I'm never everywhere. If you look at pictures, you see me in like one or two. And it's funny because Dean came up to me and he's like, "Usually where I am, I've seen you all day," and I was like, "Okay, hi Dean." And that doesn't happen for me. So as a personal triumph, I take that as a personal triumph. Because I would have never ran and got a button. I would have never ran to do those bodies.
Well, what made the difference, love?
I don't know. You told me to go do it, so I didn't.
So I just have to tell you to do things in the future?
You were like, go. Well, Minion and I were going to go to the button. And I didn't have a gun that mission because you said you were
carrying the stretcher.
You and Minion are gonna go do the stretcher.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I got nothing else to do. I'm not leaving this field. And he was like, Minion was like, let's go. And so we went. And then I'm sitting there, and Minion gets out, and I'm like, oh shit, what am I doing? Because I couldn't find the box at first. And the box was on the other side of the tank. So then I was like, what am I supposed to do with this, Tyler? And Tyler just pushes it. And then another member of our team pushed it closer to me. And I was like, okay. And I sat there laying against the staircase just with my hand over so that you could only see just my knuckles.
There is let me see if I can get it up here. There is a picture. Ooh, if I can get it up. Oh my. Let's see here. I'm going to add a image. So there's a picture of her holding the button. Photos.
And
What was the name of this game?
Black Hawk Down.
That's the one.
And I don't. That makes me sound really conceited and
Which
awful.
you are.
I'm not conceited.
Oh, I don't have it on the computer. I can't show it to you because I don't have it
But
on the
it's on
computer.
Facebook. You can open it on Facebook.
That's true. I could do that. Let's see here.
Because James and Mary are both stellar people. Look at this sexy beast right here.
Oh, Steven's so pretty.
Steven is so adorable.
Let's
I
see.
love Steven.
Mission Master.
I definitely don't want to take their award away from them. I was just curious. Like, I guess when you don't like the other team.
So that was someone on the other team holding the box. Whose box were they holding?
I don't know. That's a separate.
How do I see the group, though, not just individual photos at a time?
I don't know. They have to be in a.
I think we're in probably 75% of the photos. Because we were everywhere doing everything. Like, not to sound conceited, the same as you, but we really did do just. We were everywhere doing everything.
We were everywhere.
So we really did truly deserve the most valuable team. This is her holding the button. So yeah, you can just kind of barely see. Like, if you were looking at it from over here, really all you could see is the tip of her hand, which I'm surprised they didn't shoot. I would have been shooting it. I'd have been like, shoot that hand! Get that hand! That's what I've done that before. I've shot at just like, I remember I think it was at Nazi Zombies. Someone was laying down behind the box, and I kept shooting at the box trying to hit them, and so the whole box was just covered in paint. I don't think I ever. No, I did hit someone. Someone else came behind him.
I had so many people, as you can tell in this picture. I had so many people, like, just kind of on top of me, covering everything.
Which makes perfect sense. I mean, as a team, if we're trying to win and you're holding the button, we better protect you. So, but yeah, so she was holding that button.
And then I stopped because they were like, James was like trying to do math real quick, and he's like, what's 6 minutes and seconds? And he's like, you're over. And so I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. I'm done. My hand it's over. And I run to you, and you're like, it's supposed to count down. And I was like, what? So he's like, are you still in? I was like, yeah. So I ran over, and I kept holding the button. And then James was like, what are you doing? I was like, I was told that this was to go down. And I was pressing the button. He's like, no, it's going up. And so then I left. Because I was like, I'm done with this. I did what I needed to do.
Yeah, sometimes it goes down, sometimes it goes up. But I've usually seen it go down. But now that I think about it, World War I held it and it went up. So, yeah. But in any case, she did that. So, and there's good pictures of it. But yeah, we're in so many pictures. Because we really... First of all, there were a lot of us. But yeah, we were everywhere. And Lars did mention to me, he was like, the photographer doesn't seem to be taking pictures of me. And I was like, I bet she is, you just don't see it. Looking through the pictures, there are very few of Lars. But the reason for that, I truly believe, is because his game style doesn't lend towards photography at Mission Masters. So the photographers there tend to take pictures of the missions, what's happening with the missions. And he's not at the mixers. He is running around flanking people and doing all this, that, and the other thing. Photographers don't even know he's over there. They're over here at the missions.
So there were only 2 photographers on the field, and it was Karen from Bad Company. So she was focused on Tim and Dalton and anybody who came from Bad Company. And then Kuda. And Kuda told me, he's like, I'm where the missions are. So if you see me, a mission is happening, and that's what he takes pictures of. Sometimes he walks around if they're by objectives. And the first time he came up to me, I was like, I wasn't doing anything. I was behind a bunker, not doing anything. I wasn't in any action. I was like, wait, Kuda. And I posed for him. So it looked like I was doing something. And then if he saw me, he would just follow me with the camera. And so I just started hamming it up for him. Because, why not have fun? It's a long day. You pay a lot of money to be there. At some point, you just gotta have fun. And
What's up, baby boy?
And Kuda's a great guy. He's
That's
funny,
sweet.
knows how to laugh at himself. He's a good guy. He writes very good scenarios. And you gotta respect someone who loves the game and who appreciates the game. And, I feel that some production companies don't necessarily...
Don't put the effort in?
Don't put the effort in to show that they love the game when you know they love the game. And I think that's sad.
Indeed. For sure.
But Mission Masters, when you go, you know that you're going to play a great game when you go to a Mission Masters game. You know you're going to have great props. You know that it's going to be well organized.
Hi, sweetie.
And that you're going to have fun. Because you can do both. The good thing about Mission Masters is that, yes, if you want to be mission objective, and I like those games because I need to have a point. I need to know that I'm being productive and that I'm doing something. Me shooting at people, I can't see if I really hit them and they get out, so it doesn't mean anything to me.
Well, you want us to go cuddle on the couch?
I'm competitive.
You want to cuddle?
I need to have a goal.
Ow.
I need to know how to win. And so with Mission Masters, I feel a part of the game and the action, and I know that I am winning. Where in, mission or games like D-Day and Ion, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm running around a field, and it's not my gameplay. It's not where I have the most fun. And with Mission Masters, you technically can do both. You can light people up if you want to, and shoot and just shoot people because that's what you want to do. Or you can do missions because that's your game. Hi, baby. Hi, Berber. Hi, Berber. Why can't you sleep like Rufio?
Well, everybody, I think that we're going to go. I think the puppy wants us to cuddle on the couch with him. Does anyone have anything that they would like to ask or mention?
Somebody wrote something down. I don't know.
Let's see. I fear that some of my events will suffer and seem like that, not trying for sympathy, but sometimes it's a struggle to balance writing a scenario and running the field. Day of, that makes sense. I just feel like I don't do it justice sometimes. But trying and failing is different than what she's talking about, or at least what I'm talking about, where there are certain ones you'll go to where you just don't feel like they even cared too much. For example, Reaper Siege. It was not a perfect day by any means. It was not a perfect scenario by any means, but you could see that they actually put forth effort into it, so you could forgive the fact that it wasn't perfect. Here's a good example. So as much as I like D-Day, he doesn't put the effort in. A 68 caliber does not put the effort into the day, and you could tell. You can tell with the gameplay it's not, and that's why they're losing people. That's why they're less every year, because like last year he changed a rule but didn't even bother to print it out. So our rules said something different than his rules did, and it led to some problems. But so the fact that what you're saying is, it's forgivable because you do have a lot to do, and so we can tell that you've put effort in. Like when we went to Atlas Rising, it was or Atlas Control. Was it Rising, or is this year Rising, or is this?
I think this year's Rising.
So when we went to Atlas Control, you could tell by the missions that you put a lot of effort into them.
Yeah, absolutely.
The fact that it wasn't perfect, or it didn't work out as well as you had hoped, and there were mission flaws and things, certainly there's no question, but you could tell you put forth the effort, and so I'm not gonna hold anything against you at that scenario, even though there were things like, even as you were explaining some of the rules, well, I don't know about that part.
You were very detailed though, and you came across as you put a lot of effort into it. And regardless of how it went out and how we stopped doing a couple missions or what have you, you were able to, first of all, write a scenario. Those aren't easy. To come up with an idea and have missions and gameplay and know what you want objectives to be is hard. So you get points. You don't have to take my point system, but
you can get some pony points.
The fact that you came up with kind of your entire world, this whole world, and this story behind everything deserves massive credit. And then you wanted to share it.
Pony points!
And, you were also able to improvise. So if something wasn't working, you didn't get flustered, and no one saw I'm sure you were flustered, and no one saw that. I didn't see there being hesitation. There was, okay, this isn't working. Let's figure it out. And you asked for advice. And if thinking you're perfect and thinking that things can't be worked upon And if someone suggests something and you say, no, we're continuing doing this way, and it fails, then that's your own damn fault. And you didn't do that.
You even during the mission, I gave you some criticism. You were like, "That's a good point. I agree with that." So, yeah, putting effort in and failing is fully acceptable, but not putting the effort in, it's noticeable. Is what she's saying. Is you can tell when somebody doesn't put the effort in that they should have put into it. So.
And I was not talking about you at all. Also, Mission Masters has been writing missions for how many years?
Plus, they have more money than you do.
And they have money because that's what they do.
And people. They have more people and money. But anyway, yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week. Hopefully, there'll be a video for next week. It'll be probably still from Arbitrage. I got a few more things I want to load from there. And Xavier, we'll see you this weekend. Dalton, I will see you a couple of weeks at the 2-man, I think, is the next time I'll see you. So, everybody have a good night.
Thank you for tuning